Hey everybody, welcome back to Ventthis. I'm here with Paul Roseberry. Another episode of our popular, crazy venting.
Wildly popular.
What, Paul?
Wildfire popularity.
Yeah. And today we have a very special guest. He's the host of Getting Down and Wordy, a very popular podcast. And we're very pleased to have him today. He's all about music and words. And Russell, don't judge me because sometimes I don't pronounce and talk very well. So with all that said, I'd like to introduce Russell Perkle. Am I saying that correctly, Russell?
Absolutely. Wow. First try. I don't know how you did it. Thanks so much for having me. So I host Getting Down and Wordy with my co-host, Hannah. You can find it anywhere you get podcasts.
Yeah, it's a great podcast. It's funny. It's interesting.
It's viral, from what I hear. It's viral.
Oh yeah.
No, it's wonderful because they talk about the albums and the origin of the albums and backstory of all the artists, and it's great. You've got a fan from me, so I really truly enjoy it. But I know you have some vents for us, which is why you're with us today. You've got some stuff you want to talk about. And I know one of them is, and it's a bugaboo for me, not wearing a headset and you're playing music loud and you want to just scream. Am I right?
Yeah. And I mean, it's, one thing is you're like, what are they even thinking in their head? Because honestly, even in my own house, I wear headphones for everything. It's like I am so both probably pathologically considerate, and also I just think it sounds better. You want to isolate that noise. You want to get the outside noise out of there. But it's like you'll be walking down the park, down the greenway, or you're on a bus, or, in a waiting room, and people are just like scrolling TikTok, sound full blast, or listening to their music on big speakers. I don't get it.
You know what bugs me? And I literally did one of those stare downs. I was like, it didn't work, but I tried. I'm in an elevator and going to like the fourth or fifth floor. The person's got music playing on their phone. And
on an elevator.
I'm like, really?
There's no escape.
You can't escape. And I gave him the stare. I'm like, you've got to be kidding. It was so loud, didn't even know I was there. And then it stopped to get other people on, so I'm still listening to the music. And he was clueless. And by the way, I didn't like the song he was playing anyway. It would have helped if I liked the song, but anyway.
You think it was viral marketing? You think he's just kind of playing his mixtape,
Yeah, to an audience of one in the elevator. Got another one.
All it takes is one, yeah. we got to try that with our podcast. Yeah, we got to start doing elevator pitches, essentially, but you just kind of like hit play,
what? I think maybe we should make like a Ventthis app where it's just like your choice of siren type. So that when you're near somebody who's playing a siren app, so when you're near someone who's got their music out loud with no headphones, you just stand near them and you turn on a siren being like, boop, 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 boop.
I love that.
Right? And then when they look at you, you're like, oh, what, bro? What's the matter?
Or, like technology is getting so good. Could you have an app that somehow plays like a counter song that like somehow has the opposite notes and frequencies?
Yes.
And I don't know what it would do. Would it be like a scanner situation where the head explodes? Or would it be like how cars have the noise cancellation? Like, would it just like there'd be no sound, like you could somehow, two negative, like a positive and a negative canceling each other out. You pick it up.
I think even I love that. And if there's a way to do it, that would be the ultimate. I mean, that would be unbelievable. And then he's like messing with his phone, trying to figure out like where'd the sound go. But even if you could just Shazam real quick his song and just be off by any measure, the exact same song.
Oh, that's genius.
Right?
Low tech solution.
Oh, play the song
to piss him off where he's like, what is it? Isometric auto app. Sound engineer Gary. He's already naming it. We can do it. We
Wait,
can
so
end
Paul,
this.
you're saying, just so I get this right, this guy's playing, I don't know, the Beach Boys. I'm just,
Probably not. I don't think the demographic we're talking about is playing that, but
all right, well, all right,
we're
all
going to go
right.
with it. Sure.
Oh, all right. I just read a thing about Brian
It's all
Wilson.
right.
That's why
We'll
that
go
came to
with
my
it.
head. But I don't know. Just think of a song, and then you
Yeah.
get that song and start it.
Straight out of Compton. Maybe they're
Right,
playing
right, or like
that.
"Break Stuff" by Limp Bizkit. That's kind of the type of dude we're talking
Middle of the
about
road.
All
there.
right.
Yeah, exactly. And you just play it right from the start at whatever point he's already listening.
Sure.
And it's going to be like it. You
It's
know what it is?
chaos.
Yeah, it's like when you log into Zoom and you have it on like your phone and your computer and it has that weird echo. It would be like that. You get it. Try it later. Play a song on YouTube on your TV and then start the same song 11 seconds later on your phone and see if you don't throw your phone through a window.
Just lose your mind. I wouldn't do it on the elevator though, honestly, because like you need an escape route in that
Yeah.
situation. Because like, what will happen? I mean, I feel like you're gonna trigger like a 28 years later situation. Like you're going to like create a rage virus scenario.
Yeah. Like Ghostbusters 2 with the green slime started to
Yes.
accumulate under the city or the red slime, whatever. Because I thought you were going to say for personal safety, which I could see like the intimidation. But I think if you just play Forrest Gump stupid, where you're like, wait, why are you upset? Like, that's such a good song.
Now
I
it's
just wanted to
stereo.
hear.
Yeah, I just helped you out. You had it in mono. Now we got stereo, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
surround
just,
sound.
I can't listen from the middle of the song. It's too good of a song. I've got to get the beginning of the song. Like, we're
Catch me
like,
up. Yeah.
yeah, we're like the same person.
What I miss. Yeah.
Can
We're
you
listening to
imagine
the
the
same
elevator,
song.
the day doors open, and you see these two guys like they're bloody and beaten up, and the music's still playing, and you're
Yeah.
like, in stereo, like, what the hell just happened in here? That's hilarious.
And this is the start of like a Hercule Poirot style murder mystery movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
The next Knives Out. Yeah, love it.
No one can understand what happened in the and like no detective would ever be like, hey, what if the song that was playing was what led to the fight? Like, no. Clearly one of them slept with the other one's wife in the last year or two. This is a family
Yeah,
feud that
yeah,
goes back generations. Maybe a
absolutely.
JFK association. I can't be sure.
This is like one of those unsolved mysteries style, you know, like true story things that didn't just start popping up in like, SAT storybooks or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is a great story. Like I, if only it actually happened, but otherwise
Right.
great. Just the little fact of like not actually having occurred, but small detail.
But we all live in LA. Many things have never occurred but look great on film. So there could be a birth here. There could be a
This
pen
is
to
the next
paper.
Shyamalan for sure. Devil
Oh,
2.
definitely. He could use a hit. He could use a hit.
Absolutely. We got it. We got it for him.
Ever since he went with that guy with the one big arm and the one little arm, I was like, oh man, M Night,
You were
you're
out.
dipping, buddy. Yeah, you're kind of dipping a little bit, brother. I want to be there. I, I just
He's had a rebirth in my opinion. He's had his redemption. I've thoroughly enjoyed some recent Shyamalan
oh,
movies.
yeah, I was gonna say, as I said, I was like, you know what, it could be a little on me because I know I have seen his name somewhere, and I should go back. I just that one, maybe I had a lot of my mind. I saw it in the theater, whatever movie that was. Was that
No,
the?
it was a bad movie. You're talking about Lady in the Water. Terrible movie.
Yes. Okay.
But he's gotten to this phase where he kind of knows what he is and his expectations for himself are lower.
Okay.
and he's really leaning into just the absolute schlock of his cinema. I mean, which is a weird thing to say because of course, Sixth Sense was not schlock by any means, but many things that came after were. But Old, excellent movie. The Beach Where You Get Old. That's it's such a clean synopsis of what's gonna happen, and he delivers, and it's just so stupid. It's great. You have
You,
to see Old if you haven't seen Old.
I'll check
you
out
think,
old. I'll check out old. I
yeah,
appreciate
I'll
it.
check out old. But Do you think?
And the best way to watch it, sorry to cut you off. The best
Oh,
way
it's
to
okay.
watch it is on your phone without headphones on like a bus or
Yes.
a supermarket line while you're waiting in line.
Supermarket, at the
Totally.
Whatever. Yeah.
produce section, and
Yeah.
just linger. Like,
Yeah.
but with a crowd. Don't go when it's empty because you don't get the reverb of people's aura adding in 3D, fourth dimensional hate. Yeah, you
Exactly. You
gotta
need that tension, you feel like someone may punch you at any moment.
God, we're
That's the
That's
sick.
how
ultimate.
Shyamalan's meant to be seen.
We're
Forget
sick
those movie
people.
theaters with the vibrating seats and the mist. You want the actual feeling you may get punched by a random stranger
But
just
do
for
you,
being a part of this.
do you think Shyamalan wears headphones or earbuds? I don't
That's
think.
a
I think he
wonderful
does.
question. I mean, he's
I
got such beautiful hair, that beautiful curly hair. I don't think he's rocking the clamshells like me, but
right,
I could
right.
see some earbuds.
I saw a guy at the gym yesterday and I did stare at him. He was playing his phone out loud. And I realized it was just inside the line of like where you actually bitch. Because a week prior, there was a guy at the gym who felt he was in too good a shape to wear a shirt. And what a jerk. Just what an absolute jerk. He's at a public gym, public like LA Fitness, whatever. And
I
no
didn't
shirt.
know that was an option, to be honest. Is that a LA thing? Because honestly, yeah, here in North Carolina. I
Oh,
don't think unless you're in like a CrossFit and it's like during session. No, I don't think I've ever seen a person just straight up shirtless in the
yeah.
gym.
Well, you're surrounded by better
Horrible.
people. By better people. In LA, we have some real degenerates. We got some great people. We got some people in the middle like Chrissy and I and Gary. And then, there's just some real bottom of the barrel, scrapables. And this guy, he had his shirt off and yeah, he was buff, but he was sweating all over the place.
Ah,
And
God.
so here's the thing. I was pissed when I saw him with a shirt off and I want to say something then, but I'm not going to start a fight with some psycho. You have to assume he's going to swing at
Yeah.
you. This guy has no sense of
strong.
reality.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I see him when I walked by the treadmill when he got off, it was covered in sweat, and he didn't try to clean it. And then I noticed a woman step onto the treadmill, see the sweat and get off.
Oh, I would.
And that's when I went and told the manager, I'm like, hey man, listen, there's a guy up there with no shirt. He's like, oh, I'll go talk to him right now. And I didn't think they would. I didn't think that the manager would have the guts, and he did. He went up there and took care of it. So like the no shirt at the gym, say something. See something, say something. The guy with the phone, it's like, it's just enough that like, you can't teach him. If he doesn't know,
Yeah.
he's not going to get it, you
That's the
know?
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrible. Terrible.
Anyway, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think
One day when we're all based on chips, we can have that guy shut off. Just watch him power down,
shall we go on to the next vent? I think we
Yeah.
sort of. All right. I think this one's from Loretta. So, Loretta, hit it.
This AI bombardment is hurting we women right where it counts. I am a 43-year-old woman, and I am a big-time consumer of makeup and moisturizers. How can I tell if the model using a product isn't an AI image to make us purchase that product because they look so good? It's trickery, and we women will not stand for it. Come on, we demand complete transparency. Signed, AI, go away.
Gentlemen,
What do you think, Ross?
I mean, honestly, how do we know that message isn't AI? But we'll put that to the side.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Right under the rug, just right out from under her feet.
good one.
Watch out. No, but I mean, it's on the one hand, it's kind of like, well, the images that we're shown in advertising have been very, very fake for a very long time.
Yeah.
You do question. I mean, because I agree, AI is much worse than whatever things they were doing with Photoshop and editing before. But then you have to have the talk of like, okay, what's worse about it? And it's really hard to put your finger on it. You know what I mean?
Nothing. There's nothing worse. I agree with you 100%. I love all of our listeners, even though some of them are ridiculous and we'll be at odds with them in some of their opinions because they're crazy like we are. In this one, I think she's a little nuts. Because, yeah, to your point, oh, what? Before AI, yeah, you really looked like whoever Gomez, whoever, Selena Gomez, what celebrity that they had before this girl. We'll go back to my era when I was a kid, Cindy Crawford. Okay. You did look like Cindy Crawford. She was the down to earth, reasonable girl next door. Jessica Simpson. I have no current updates, by the way. I need to update.
Yeah, you're outdated,
Which is good. I mean, if you knew the
old.
name of a bunch of like teenage women celebrities, then we would be more worried.
Fair. But yeah, and so I thought, like, years ago, I do remember that there was an action in this direction. I don't remember this. American Eagle. When I was living in New York City, they had a huge billboard. It was like a TV action. Anyway, they made a commitment because airbrush was a big deal. And the same argument was happening with airbrush, and women were feeling, allegedly, like these were false expectations of what women should have to look like. And American Eagle said, as a commitment to the sanity, mental health, and reasonable standards of our, fan base, consumers, we will only use real women with no airbrush. That's our commitment. And I said, that's worse. That's worse. At least if you feel like a gorgeous woman who is 5 notches higher than you, that you can at least lie to yourself and be like, she's not real. She's
Yeah,
airbrushed.
that's true.
You know what I
It's
mean?
true.
Like,
it's a great point.
Out.
Yeah.
American Eagle says, you see this chick right here who's an absolute dime, and you would feel like shit if you even rode the same bus as her. She's real. She's 100% real.
You know what?
No denying.
You know what? You guys are not women. You do not know.
You don't know that about us, Chrissy. This is 2025. We could.
Yeah, I know you're a guy.
Sorry, we don't know what?
You don't know what it's like because we are so positioned to, just like you said, a Cindy Crawford or any of these women, doesn't matter. I mean, Cindy Crawford's probably close to 60, but anybody much younger.
She's over.
Oh, she is? Okay.
Yeah.
But we're so programmed and conditioned to look at the time back in that day magazines, and you're looking at these, and you're right, they were airbrushed, and you bought those products based on thinking maybe I'll have nice skin like that, maybe if I do my eyebrows I'll look like that. So we're so programmed and conditioned to buy those products because you want to look that good. And now you've got these AI models who have the absolute perfect complexion, no wrinkle, and they look so real. And it's intimidating to most women to go, and they've got them walking in bikinis in Rome on the street. And you're like, oh my God, who could ever look that good? But, it gets into your head. It gets into your psyche. So to go back to what you said, Paul, it wasn't alleged. It actually was real. Women did not like to see were upset by airbrushing. They were upset by airbrush back then.
It absolutely damages mental health. I mean,
It
just like
does.
most things in advertising and in capitalism in general. But
I mean, they asked me to do it, right? This will be an AI model and look, like all gorgeous. And no, I'm kidding. I just had to put that in there. Of course, that
you
didn't
get
happen.
plugged into the machine like the Borg,
Yeah. No.
Yeah. You should have gone for it.
Yeah, I
That's the
wish that
future,
happened, but it didn't.
Adapt to AI or perish, right? That's what they keep telling us against anyone's preferences. But I mean, like, I think that's putting aside the AI, the things like the airbrushing, the Photoshop. I honestly, these days, I think even when you're watching a movie, a moving picture in a movie, I really truly believe the actors in the movies are highly, highly edited using some kind of a software that de-ages them in the movie. I mean, like, who's the guy? Pedro Pascal.
Oh, yeah.
You see him in his movies, and then you see him in a picture in real life or just talking, an interview, whatever. It's a different man,
But Russell,
So I think there's a lot of unreality, and I know you're in the industry, so I'm probably telling you things you're very
we use
familiar with.
filters. We definitely use filters, no question about that. We also do lighting setups to make people look, really
You're the
pretty.
machine, Chrissy. You're the machine.
But that's why when
She's
you see
already
people
AI.
but Russell, when you see people in person, they're not made up like that.
Yeah,
They're not lit like that. They're not dressed like that. So it's like it's like when I saw Tom Cruise in Hollywood not that long ago. I was like, I thought he was like so hot and good looking, and
Just a little guy.
I mean, this was a few
Put him in
years
your
ago.
pocket.
I know, but you're right. You get a whole different visual when you see them in real life.
You know what I think? It's hard to articulate this because no one, well, because I don't know her name, but there's a woman who used to be on the Great British Bake Off.
Oh, I
Tom
love that
Cruise is
show.
starting to look like this woman, but I can't remember her name to tell you who that is. She's not in there currently. She was like a previous one of the judges or hosts or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And no, everyone's getting blank stares. They don't know. But
I,
one more thing I wanted to say real
yeah.
quick is like, I think, with the lighting, the filters, what we do on the internet, taking the best photo and sharing it, it brings a weird kind of like equality or democracy to things. It levels the playing field in an interesting way too, where it's like, since even the people working professionally as actors, actresses, models, they can edit themselves to look as beautiful as they like. We normal people, these same tools are becoming more available to us as well, and you can also see it in acting where people are acting older and older, getting, large roles older and older, and it's probably objectively a good thing, right? It's like
Yeah.
less ageist in a way.
Well, but then you could go down the rabbit hole of like, well, wait a second. The new guy who would have been in the action film,
Yeah.
he's not getting his start because Liam Neeson is 117 years old,
Yeah.
playing Taken 25,
You're
and
absolutely
wrestling
right.
wolves, from a nursing home. So, it's like there is no changing of the guard. I think at the end of the day, you just got to decide if you're going to kick ass or not. One time I was driving down the street in LA when I had first moved here in my 20s. Saw Colin Farrell just standing in like a parking spot talking to his girlfriend. He had his Harley next to him. I couldn't believe that guy was real. I was pissed. I was so mad when I saw Colin Farrell.
He's that good looking.
It was like 2005. He was incredible. Holy shit. Like it angered me to know that that's what a person can actually look like. He was
Actually
such a
look like no
stud.
filters, nothing. Yeah.
Nothing. He's right there. He's right off Wilshire and Burnside. Deal with it. That's what's going on. And his Harley's real and his hot girlfriend's real. And you either get out of bed tomorrow or you don't, So just move on. I've met some women who so often, the majority of women who really put that effort in to be an absolute quote unquote dime, a 10, they don't realize there's other categories in the meeting people interests. You're like, okay, you blew it out of the water on looks. What's your favorite baseball team? You know what I mean? What's your favorite movie? Like, where'd you grow up? Do you have a fun story? Like maybe not. Maybe not. I always said I liked the girls who had to deal with a little bit of bullshit. The girls who didn't get boobs until 8th grade or what, I don't know, junior year. Like those chicks are awesome. They're funny. They have cool shit to say, I think you got to embrace it a little.
And hotness is not even a rare commodity. There are so many hot women, so many handsome men in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Plus, even going back to some of the older references, like we were saying, Tom Cruise, I remember even when that guy was still in his heyday and you reference him as like just a token stud. And you would always hear girls like, I feel like he's kind of mousy. Like, mousy? This is Tom Cruise. He's an international global heartthrob. And they're like, he doesn't really do it for me. Brad Pitt. There's always a girl who's like, I don't know. He's just kind of too skinny. What else do you want? You know what I mean? Like, so the point is you can be Brad Pitt. And out of 100 women, 97 maybe would leave their family for you. Okay. But there's still 3 that are like, eh. Like you were
I
in
think
Fight Club.
I think the question that's a really important question I haven't even touched on yet is, will these AI images of models, will this shape the future of beauty standards and what women are
Oh,
going to try to
absolutely.
look like. Are we going to
Yeah.
try to do the extra fingers thing like you see in AI imagery so
Polydactyly.
often,
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well,
Um,
I don't know.
I think it could be time for that because we got into a lull. We got into a lull. The Kardashians cracked the algorithm on social media, and then that was the only look. Like every girl started looking
That
like
was a
some
thing for a while.
sixth finger
it
of the
really was.
Kardashian
Yeah.
hand, and it got
Yeah.
gross. It was like, Jesus, you
Yeah.
know, like, are you under there? Who are you? Like, what's gonna
Yeah.
happen when you get wet? So maybe because I've seen, and not to go down the whole rabbit hole, I don't know if you guys have seen this. I saw a couple ads. There's some guy, some Russian dude, not to be stereotyped, but he is a Russian dude. It's like the perfect guy. He's got this company where you can invest and he'll create for you beautiful AI women's profiles on Instagram and you can amass millions of followers and you get the ad money from having generated so many hits. And these women, they don't exist, but they're really hot. And I think since seeing that, I wasn't like gonna do it, but I was like, wow, I wonder if he's doing well. Then my algorithm started to pop up with all these different girls who I'm like, I don't know if any of these are real. And then
Yeah.
sometimes they'll admit they're not real. Like it's an artist trying to like
But
show you their skill, and you're like a whole
Right.
page. I showed my wife the other day, beautiful women, and you're like, she's so. I guess what I'm saying to your point is that in order for these people who are creating AI images of beauty, they have to have that diversity. They have to have some variety in order to stand out in what's already a very narrow perspective market of beauty. So we're going to break out of this Kardashian lull
Oh yeah. You're gonna see
and
some
get
weird shit for sure.
we see some
Yep.
weird shit.
well, you guys are, including Gary, because the audience can't see Gary, but handsome, smart.
We're
You
not even
you
in
don't
Gary's
need any
class.
AI enhancements. You
Gary's
guys are
off
just
camera
rock
for our
stars.
benefit. Yeah, Gary's uncomfortably attractive.
Too distracting. Yeah.
Seriously.
We can't see him, but he's good looking.
He's got a face that's banned from radio. It's just not all it's or radio only. Banned from video.
Well,
We got one more?
I think we got one more, and that's don't we? Or is that the
Yeah.
last one?
No, that was
You got
two.
mine. Yeah.
Oh yes, Russell, lay it on us.
Yeah, this is so funny because it's such a hyper specific to me gripe. But I feel like it's relatable. I don't know. Because I'm a millennial in 2025, I rent an apartment, and
Yeah.
struggle to survive. And the funny thing about renting in an apartment complex is you're at their whims. They can choose to provide any services they want to charge you for, and recently they implemented a door side trash pickup, which is great. So you don't have to walk to the trash dumpster and put your bag in there, and it's always overflowing, and there are squirrels trying to fight you for your bag of trash. But after you've been living with this trash can right outside your door for a few months, a few weeks, reality starts to set in, and you just realize, okay, I come home to trash. This is the thing I see. And you have
Yeah.
these neighbors who they're piling the trash on top of
Oh,
this little flimsy plastic trash can we have. And they take the trash, and then there's a trash residue on your concrete
oh,
from this. And keep in mind, they're charging us for this beautiful service that they've provided. And of course, now we have rats as well. Rats have
oh
started to hang
God,
out outside of our
Jesus.
this
apartments.
is getting worse and worse.
Yeah, yeah, and of course we're in the mountains here, so we have a few bears as well. We've seen bears coming to check out where's that intoxicating smell coming from, right? And
Wait, Russell, where do you live?
I'm in Asheville, North Carolina.
Hmm.
But the trash cans are in the building or
No, the
in an
trash
open.
cans are just in an open, kind of like a breezeway space where our doors are, um, and they're
So you
just
live in
kind
like a
of
courtyard
plastic.
kind of building.
Yeah, yeah, basically, it's like you guys are in a much bigger city, so you're not so familiar with these. But in the smaller towns, you generally you'll see basically a series of 2 to 4 story buildings around a single parking lot. And
Oh,
so we don't have a hallway inside the apartment complex connecting the apartments. You just go out. You
yeah.
leave your apartment. Yeah, and so there's that, and then there's just this feeling like, and I think people with homeowners associations have the same thing, where it's just kind of like, it doesn't really matter what you want. It really has no bearing on what they do. We've
Yeah.
kind of told them about the situation, and nothing significant happens.
I have a question. When do they pick it up? They're like,
They pick it up each night. So they pick it up at 9 p.m., 5 nights a week.
so here's when the bear shows up at 9 p.m. because that trash is attracting them. That's when they'll make a difference, right? When they're running for their lives, like, holy shit, there's a bear after us.
So
I don't know.
They'll just charge more money for bear protection, I think.
bear protect. Yeah. Yeah. Bear mace is pretty expensive shit. It's not,
It is.
that's not
Yeah.
gonna be free. What? So, and if you don't mind, how much are they charging specific to this?
This is so
Improvement?
it's not, so to be fair, it's not outlandish. I believe it's $20 a month per resident for the
Okay.
trash service.
But still, it's $20 a month, $240 a year, that you feel you had no democratic vote in whether or
Sure.
not it came to be, and it's very arguable if there's an actual net benefit. It sounds like more of a pain in the ass.
It is.
Absolutely. I think it's another like it's a flaw in the society we have now that, like, I think people, millennials and younger Zoomers, whatever, we're not very social creatures, and I think we don't tend to do the kind of organizing that should be happening. And I think I think they prey on that. I think they
Yes.
depend on it. You know what I mean?
What-
Because I'm
it's-
thinking, man, I have to talk to my neighbors, like. Somehow
Yeah.
I don't know them, and yet I hate them. You know what I mean?
dude.
We
yes,
understand.
Yes, I mean, but hey, maybe there's like one neighbor. I mean, how many people we're talking about? 2 to 4 story build. I don't know. Maybe you run into 50 people.
Sure.
And yeah, like some of them maybe just you don't really care for them. You're probably not going to get in a fight with anybody. It's not going to be like weird. But
Unless they're like
maybe
playing their music without headphones, then
Oh,
even
yeah.
in their own
What's gonna
house, those
happen.
degenerates.
Exactly.
Even in their own, you disgusting. But
I mean, that's what it's all about. What you do when no one's looking,
yeah.
Totally.
real
Maybe you
test
meet
of
one
character.
cool person in your building. Maybe I don't know.
Sure.
I'm in a similar situation with you to you right now, where apparently everyone's dishwashers in my building, because we rent as well. It's a house in LA is what, $1.5 million to start, I think. So
A
whatever.
tear down $1.5 million.
Yeah, and that's not even like making up a number on the fly. It's like really what
Sure.
it costs to have a shit
Yeah.
box in LA.
Yeah.
So anyway, I rent several people's dishwashers broke at the same time. I don't know why. It was weird. And we thought they were kind of junky before, that there was like a white GE. Okay, whatever. And I thought, hey, when this thing goes, I'll get a better one. They replaced with the shittiest. I mean, it's like when you hear the guy in the subway, like with drumsticks
Yeah.
on a Home Depot bucket. It's like that level of acoustic,
Yeah.
like bong bong bong. It's
You got-
horrible. It's
You got
horrible.
little sea monkeys in there, and just like a metal box, just
Yes.
hammering away
Yes.
at the stuck on.
It's
grease.
so
Yeah.
loud, and now, as if mine's not loud enough to listen, and my wife kind of likes it. She thinks it's soothing, which is she's nuts. But anyway, I'm glad she at least likes it. The guy upstairs, who I've had issues because he would play he has a subwoofer that he wouldn't dial back for so long. And anyway, as we're finally cool with that, and he's been cooler, I can't complain to him, but his dishwasher, the acoustics through the ceiling, it's so loud. I know
my
every
God.
cycle of his dishwasher, and they try to be decent. They actually try to play it at night because we have a baby, and to run it at night. But I'm sitting in my living room, the only chance where the baby's asleep, Chelsea's in bed. I just want to be quiet for a minute, and I hear this wah 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 wah, like, wah 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 wah, and it's right at that decibel level
Yeah.
where, one, it's too late. It's like 10 o'clock. My building manager, he's like, well, I'll come by and listen. And I'm like, you're not going to come at 10 o'clock for one. But two, it's right at that level where he's going to be like, that's reasonable. And I'm going to be like, nothing is reasonable.
No.
Like there should be no sound. I shouldn't know when his dishwasher's running. And they're going to be like,
Yeah, that's absurd.
yeah. And they're going to be like, what do you
Should
think
not
we're
be
going
able
to
to hear
buy
a
him a
dishwasher.
new dishwasher? You think we're going to go spend more money, throw away the old one just because you hear a little wub, wub, wub at night? Go buy a house. Don't be a loser.
How do they function? I mean, you getting clean dishes out of those things or what?
Enough.
Let's
Enough.
hope so.
I think that could be a great gripe in and of itself because it's like, you know, I think everyone feels like their dishwasher is shit.
Yeah.
But yet whenever you try to check, you know, you research online or I remember I listened to the podcast. Can I buzz market another podcast on your
Sure.
podcast?
Yeah, sure. Of course.
Stuff you should know, you know, classic, just interesting fact podcast. They did an episode of dishwashers and they're all talking about how great they are. And I mean, I guess somebody's dishwasher works well for them, but
Sure.
you know, on an individual anecdotal basis, dishwashers are such a like source of frustration, you know.
100%.
You know what? I'm crazy straight up. And I will tell you, I clean the dishes with my hand
I do
before I
too.
put them in. Do you?
Oh, I
like,
do
'cause,
not.
Yeah.
No.
like I figure
I will
the
not wash them
sponge.
twice.
Oh no, but I don't mean wash them because like I don't even want the sponge to get all the heavy sticky
Yeah.
shit. I mean, with my fingertips, I will rub each dish under the sink until it's basically clean.
Yeah, that's what I do.
And then I just put it in there for sanitizing. And I know that that's a crazy person thing to do. My wife doesn't do it, and I wouldn't. It would be weird if she did. You know, like she's not dainty, but she's not like above it. But she's just like, it's a dishwasher. Like let it
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah,
You know.
should do it. Yeah, yeah.
My mother used to say, when the dishwasher doesn't have hands, rinse those dishes before you put them in. So we grew up rinsing the dishes before you put them in the dishwasher.
Yeah.
No, I think I have a dishwasher. I wash my dishes by hand for like 30 years of my life. I'm gonna use the dishwasher to wash
Hell
them.
yeah.
But yeah, the funny thing is like I have, you know, it's you live with it for so long, you become like a married couple with your dishwasher where you have all these weird things that you do with your dishwasher. Like I have specific places that I put things that are not where they're intended to be put.
Right.
By how a dishwasher works, you know, and I balance them just right so they will stay there in that spot.
Is that like
and
a
I know which
Tetris?
things are not going to get cleaned. Yeah, like a Tetris thing, I think. And I know which things not to put in the dishwasher, which things to put in there, and then yet still here and there something will just spontaneously melt. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, every
sounds
so
like
often there's broken glass in the bottom. No idea how that happens. I don't think I've taken anything out
Yeah.
that was broken.
Yeah.
There's just mystery broken glass. I must have lost a whole article because I've never pulled anything out half. It must have all been in the bottom because I don't know where that came from.
Russell, it sounds like you have a nice relationship with your dishwasher.
You know, I really do. I mean, is it abusive sometimes? You know, nobody's perfect.
It's trained
But
you well.
I think I could probably write, if not a book, at least like a song about my dishwasher. Sure.
That's hilarious.
I would be interested in hearing both. I would listen to the
you know,
song
I think,
and the audio.
yeah, the song and the book. I mean, it's really kind of like a, you know, you can kind of make this whole cross promotional thing. I think we've got something here. But
Yeah.
Paul, you know, I think you've probably got Catholic saint status material. You know what I mean? Like, you know, how you have to have a little miracle, and like as modernity creeps on, the miracles become less and less
Yes.
significant. You know, I think extra glass appearing in your dishwasher. I don't know if you're a Catholic man, but
And you know, I'm familiar enough. My grandmother's very Catholic. She could be sending
Great.
me broken glass so that I realize, you know, yeah, this is like the Guadalupe.
you got to put it together, see if it makes some kind of a shape or image. Yeah.
Oh, like the Jesus in the grilled cheese sandwich back in the day, 20 years ago. They had a
Absolutely,
Jesus in the
yeah.
grilled cheese sandwich. Yeah, this is shit. I'm gonna save it now. I'm gonna save it moving forward.
the Pope's American now. This is your moment. Everything's coming together. Everything's lining up, Paul, for sure.
They let dogs into heaven. It's all,
Yeah.
shit's happening, man. Shit is happening.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Russell, you have been an absolute joy and a
This was a
pleasure
blast.
to be
Yeah.
on. Honestly, this has been great. We hope you come back. And I
I
didn't
will.
say that you are also a speech language pathologist and an English second language teacher.
Yeah.
Paul, we had a really smart guest today.
Yeah, I could tell. I could tell.
Yeah.
We have some real morons half the time, and I hope they all heard me say that. They can figure out who's who. But Russell's not one of them. Russell's a pretty smart guy.
No,
Yeah,
you guys are great. You're super insightful and clever, and you have great guests. I've been listening to your podcast since I discovered it, and I'm so pleased to be on. We started a podcast just because Hannah and we both love podcasts, and we thought, wouldn't it be so fun to actually make this thing that we enjoy? It's like being able to make a TV show or something. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And just being on great podcasts like this, it's a dream.
Oh,
This is
thank you.
Tell us
awesome
all
hour.
about yours. You've given us
Yeah.
so much of your time. Give a shameless plug. Everything you got.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So as I said up top, it's called Getting Down and Wordy. We just hit our 100th episode.
I heard that
weeks
one.
Ago.
That's a congratulations. That was a good episode.
That's a big milestone.
That's a
so
great
much, yeah.
That's a
episode.
milestone. 100 episodes.
And so when we started it, I'm a big fan of the bad movie podcast, where they watch a movie, then they make snarky jokes about it. And I wanted something with a similar degree of like, you don't have to listen that hard. You can do it while you're doing your grocery shopping, whatever. So kind of chatty, kind of banterish, but still interesting, So we're both real big language nerds, language enthusiasts, Hannah and I. And so we thought, okay, watching a movie takes about 2 hours. Listening to a song, that's about 3 minutes, And so the whole idea is like, we take music as this, okay, this is a cross section of what the culture, how they're talking, what language they're using. And we link it to some word that's featured in the song. And sometimes it's like slang or new lingo. We did the ussy suffix, like, pussy has gone on to become like the pizzussy is the pizza, or the clussy is the clown pussy, etc. So we look at the evolution of weird things in language like that, and we try to keep it fun and funny. I don't know if we're necessarily that good at it, because I think it still ends up being a little bit of an information dump. But we talk about the songs, we talk about the history of whatever words we're talking about, and sometimes it's just nice because otherwise, language is changing so fast these days that I think it's kind of hard to even tell what anyone's saying to you,
Russell, we need to have Hannah here too. You guys need to come back and bring Hannah so we can meet her and get the full picture of Getting Down and Wordy. But we'll work that out. We'll make that happen. We'll definitely.
I think it would be great. I'll force her to listen to this episode, and I think it'll entice her to come on for the next one.
Watch us. We love you, and thank you so much. This has been great. Toodaloo.
Thanks, man. Thank you. Great to meet you.
Thanks.
Toodaloo. Chrissy loves the toodles.